Hi Scorpio, welcome back to my channel Tarot C. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what are the messages for the cards that come out in today's reading for you. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin. Let's find out what cards come out and what messages come through with the cards that come out today. So the first card we have is the Chariot. You do have some Cancer energy. Could be dealing with a Cancer. And we have the Page of Pentacles. And we have the Five of Wands in the reverse. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got the King of Swords. So with the King of Swords showing up over here, this does feel like a pretty mentally stimulating energy when it comes to a connection with someone. I do feel like there could be a lot of communication as well, but I do feel like there is it does feel like a very particular way in which conversations go with this person or within this connection. You do get that with the Chariot card showing up over here. This does feel like a pretty determined energy. So with this King of Swords showing up over here at the bottom of the deck, this does feel like a pretty stimulating energy, especially when it comes to a mental connection with someone. I do feel like there could be a lot of communication. I do feel like the communication going in a very particular way within this connection at this time. I do get that with this Chariot card showing up over here, this does feel like a pretty determined energy. It also feels like this person being in a space where this person, I do feel like, is in a space where it's like they are after something in particular. They know what they want. And I do feel like when it comes to this connection, even to their feelings with you, this person also being in a space where it's like they're determined to make things work. They're determined to be able to see things through in this connection with you. I do get that with the Chariot card showing up over here, that when it comes to your connection with this person, there is a lot of compatibility, especially when it comes to making things work. On some level, you really complement each other's energy. And I do feel like this person really recognizing that about your union. With the Chariot card showing up over here, I do feel like this is also forward movements in your connection, being able to experience things really moving forward. There could even be some travel involved, or this person wants to be able to take part in this connection with you or towards you. I do get that with this Page of Pentacles showing up over here. This feels like a pretty solid energy when it comes to having a grounded foundation in this connection. I do feel like there's a sense of actually being in a connection that does feel like it has a strong, you feel like there's strong initial connection that you are building from within this connection. Do you get that with the Page of Pentacles showing up over here? This also feels like a pretty dedicated energy towards this connection. So you do feel like there's a lot of promise and there's a recognition of how promising things can be. With this Page of Pentacles, this also feels like a sense of actually kind of trying to be able to impress you, or you wanting to be able to get this person his attention in a way that's like you're impressing them. Do you feel like with the Page of Pentacles showing up over here, this feels like pretty promising energy when it comes to what you're starting in this connection with this person? With the Five of Wands showing up in the reverse, this feels like also kind of wanting to be able to have a sense of understanding in your connection, being able to work through what may feel like misunderstandings that can occur. I do feel like with the Five of Wands showing up in the reverse, feels like a desire for being able to actually kind of also work through what may have been a misunderstanding. So it feels like kind of wanting to clear the air, taking action towards clearing the air in this connection, with the desire to be able to move forward. I do feel like this person also being someone who wants to be able to move things forward in this connection. Do you feel like they're connected to you on a deep level? So I am going to clarify these cards. You've got the Ten of Wands in the reverse. And we have the Queen of Cups. And we've got the Ace of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Death card in the reverse. So we do have some more Scorpio energy. You could be dealing with another Scorpio. So with this death card showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of being very much invested in this connection. I do feel like this sense of kind of being all in. With this death card showing up in the reverse, this also feels like a desire to be able to hold on in this connection. So I do feel like with the Five of Wands showing up in the reverse, this feels like a desire or a decision that somebody is making to be able to work through the misunderstandings or even conflicts or anything that may have happened that may have felt like it was kind of creating a rift. But this death card showing up in the reverse, this feels like that not being an indication of being something that is leading to the end of things. I do feel like it's actually more motivation to be able to kind of work on your connection. I do feel like with the Ten of Wands showing up in the reverse, this feels like an energy of someone being in a space where I do feel like they are at a place in their life where they are ready for a connection with someone, to have somebody come into their life as a partnership, or this is something that they're ready for and open to. But this Ten of Wands showing up over here, I do feel like there's sense of actually being in a space where it's something this person is desiring, because having that other person or that other half or that partner. Do you get with the Queen of Cups showing up over here, this feels like emotionally being available, and also this connection being one that feels like there is emotional availability in this connection. And do you feel like that is even so something that is at the core of your connection, kind of the foundation? Do you feel that with this Queen of Cups showing up over here, it feels like also dealing with someone who, it's like you are, with this King of Swords showing up over here, this feels like a pretty intellectual energy. I do feel like also being able to have a emotional connection, or someone in this connection kind of complementing someone's energy that is more so mental, more so very logical, with also balancing that out with emotions and having an emotional connection that's quite strong. I do get that with the Ace of Wands showing up over here. This does feel like a pretty strong spark and even a recognition of attraction between the two of you in this connection. This does feel like a passionate connection, even with the Five of Wands showing up over here. You do feel like with the Ace of Wands showing up over here, this also feels like a new beginning. This Death card showing up over here could also be representative of changes that are happening in this connection, or this connection even just actually ushering into a new chapter, being able to experience also kind of coming back from something that may have felt like conflict or misunderstanding, and kind of turning the page on that with this Ace of Wands. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have the past life relationship. We have honeymoon. And we have getting to know each other. So this past life relationship card showing up over here, this does feel like having a connection that does go quite deep. I do feel like there is a sense of actually having what may feel like an instant kind of a connection that is recognized when it comes to how this person feels about you. I do feel like there's a sense of actually feeling this this emotional connection in this connection with you that makes this person feel like they have known you forever. I do feel like there's a strong sense of being comfortable also in this connection with you. And I do feel like this could be your energy meeting this person's energy in a way that works. Do you feel like there could be differences between the way in which you show up, as far as this person coming from a space that is more so logical or overly logical, and coming from a more emotional space, or vice versa? But I do feel like those energies complementing each other in a way that does make this connection feel like you work well together. I do also get that this person also feeling like you bring something into their life that they need, or they've been searching for, they want. With the honeymoon card showing up over here, this does feel like a pretty enjoyable energy as far as where things are at, or as far as where things are headed in this connection. Do you feel like with the honeymoon card showing up over here, this also feels like a sense of being able to enjoy in good moments in this connection? There could be a trip with this honeymoon card and this chariot card showing up over here that somebody wants to be able to kind of embark on or plan. Do you feel like with the honeymoon card showing up over here, this feels like being able to actually enjoy in each other's company? But also feel on when it comes to where things are at or where things are headed, it feels like being able to really enjoy the connection, as far as also feeling things in a very blissful, bring up a lot of blissful emotions when it comes to being around this person. And even when it comes to where your emotional connection, this connection is at, do you get that with this getting to know each other card showing up over here, this feels like your connection deepening. And I do get that this also feels like also growing in intimacy, as far as being able to have one understanding between the two of you when it comes to where things are at. And I do get with the getting to know each other card, this also feels like being able to see someone in new lights, and also that being something that does feel vulnerable, but I do get that it's deepening your connection. So those are the messages that I'm getting with these cards for you, Scorpio, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Scorpio.